Alright, we just got done with Extreme Sports Week in Voss. We just drove out of Voss towards Song Dal, and we went through some crazy long tunnels to get here, like 26 kilometers long, something like that.
Yeah, wild.
Crazy, long time to be underground, but pretty cool. Honestly, I thought about trying to film it for you guys, but it wouldn't have looked that cool because it would have just looked like this, which is not that entertaining to watch. But right now we're on the ferry to Songdal, and this should actually be more entertaining to watch. I'm gonna get outside and show you guys the view, if it stops raining or if I can find my raincoat. basically after Caleb swam, we sort of lost the storyline of today because we were busy chasing his kayak. And then for those of you that haven't done the Song Dal before, it's a 6 section of whitewater. The absolute like crux, pinnacle of the run is a series of 3 waterfalls back to back to back, and it's amazing. But it was always going to be a little bit on the fence of whether we dropped it or not at the water levels that they were at. And we chased his kayak down just in time to watch it go over this set of waterfalls. And I would have been really excited to run them at that level. It looks sick. You just had to make sure you get a good skip and get away from the holes on each one, but there was no way I was sacking up to it with no safety and, you know, with the purpose of just chasing after a kayak. So myself and Benny J portaged, went around it, put back in, ran a couple more rapids, and finally we found Caleb's kayak pinned on a log. I've never been on the river and experienced a kayak being this stuck before. The kayak was like upright with the water flowing over it down into the cockpit, completely full of water, and it was just warping and wrapping around this like tree siphon. It took us so long to get everything set up with the ropes and the Z-drags and all of that stuff and be in a position to be able to pull it off. And that sort of ended the Songdal really for that day. It was definitely bit of a bold choice to put on that high, but I had such a sick crew that I felt really confident in it, and especially with Caleb because he had just come from the Norfolk Championships, which is like really very similar whitewater to the Songdal when it's that high, and it's just how it goes really. He's an incredible kayaker, but you know, high water runs is always going to be that one hole where if you're not completely perfect, it's going to get you and you're not going to be able to surf out. Key thing that I think was awesome from Caleb is that he doesn't make it over the hole, he gets stuck in it. He checks whether he can surf out left, he checks if he can surf out right. Neither of those options are letting him get out the hole. He starts freestyling, trying to tumble out the hole. That doesn't work, and then a few seconds later he's like, alright, I'm going to save my energy, and he swims, keeps hold of his paddle, and starts swimming himself to the side of the river, which is huge, you know? Like, he basically self-rescued himself, and I was just there next to him in case he needed to grab me. But he crushed it, you know? It's like, if you're gonna swim good, and that's what Caleb did, you know? He smashed it. I think he needs to do a booty bear still, though. I don't know, I'm just saying. I could be wrong. It was I hope you all appreciate me bleeping out that swear word, because I know a few people have been like, I love the videos, but you say bad words. You're welcome. Plenty of worse things in the world than a few swear words. Anyway, we got the kayak off. Kayak wasn't usable anymore, so we ended up driving to Voss to pick Caleb up with a new kayak, which was back in the other direction, and that's where the story picks up again. So let's go to Voss. Alright, pretty long day on the water, and we just got back to Voss now. We just did a lap of money drop at 10:58 at night. Thank you, Norway, for being the land of eternal summer sun. That was epic. And now we're going to drive up the road and do a tributary that comes into this river and feeds that waterfall. And hopefully we'll be off the water by midnight. Let's go. Definitely going to be low. There'll be a few moves where we're going to hit rocks, just hit them with speed. And that's about it, really.
Take low after a little bit too hot earlier. This one here is the booth I was on about. Late charge, booth off the left hand side with the right stroke, land with your nose pointing a bit left, and then skip, and then it's a hard right turn. Fuck yeah, dude. I haven't checked the time, but I'm pretty sure it's about midnight. Jogging the shuttle because we couldn't find anyone to go kayaking with at midnight, and yeah, I'll check back in when we're at the top of this hill. Straight up.
One eternity later.
Boom.
Starting the drive to Showa, immediately hit roadworks at midnight. We were on track to make it at 4 AM. Don't know what time we're going to get there now, but my goal is to drive straight from Voss and Money Drop and the Songdal straight to the Armart, because Caleb's never kayaked it before and it's so sick, and it's a great way to start the day.
It'll be daylight again by the time we get there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the daylight has gone away. I think it's just cloudy outside. I think it's still daylight.
You never tell your bud.
So, again, the storyline sort of runs out here just because I was so tired. It was such a long day and I was trying to just crush the drive. But we made it to Showa. We checked the river app and we see that the Rauma river is dropping in, which is so awesome to see, because pound for pound, the Rauma is one of the sickest rivers in the world and definitely one of the top dogs in Norway. And it was really cool to see that starting to drop into like really high but runnable levels. Spoiler alert, we already went. It was a sick day out on the water. It was rowdy. We made a video. Click the link below to watch it. It was a bit of a weird edit to piece together just because the Rauma already came out. That was our last day in Norway, so that was there, and then this vlog happened a few days before, like filming it, so that was here, and then in between that Adrian went to Ispo to do some public speaking, and then I went to Barcelona, and then I went back home, and Adrian went back home, and we packed up, and then we flew to Istanbul, and then we flew to Nepal, and we're currently in Nepal, and we're just putting the final preparation pieces on this expedition to Tibet, which we're really excited about. But it has just been so hectic and crazy. And this has been the first time that I've really got to sit down and crush another edit. So thank you all for watching. I hope it makes sense. I tried to piece it together as best as I can. And yeah, that's about it. We're currently in Nepal. We just had a couple warm-up days on the whitewater here, got the crew together, made a plan, got the visas we needed, and in a few hours we're going to be on the road to Tibet, which I am stoked about. There is, to my understanding and knowledge, no Facebook, no Instagram, no YouTube or Google in Tibet, because China is in Tibet and China doesn't like those. So I don't know if the next time we'll be able to upload a vlog, but believe me, sick content from Tibet is coming eventually, maybe, when China lets me get on YouTube.